Football, but with a round ball. The Xolos home opener is scheduled for this Friday night. And man, what a home opener it is, taking on defending league champ Club America at Caliente, 7:30, your kickoff. And here to talk more about Friday night's game is Xolos defender Gregory Garza. You can follow Gregory at Twitter at GMGarza24. Mr. Garza, welcome to KUSI. How you doing tonight?
Very good. No, thanks for having me on the show.
You bet. Let's start with a simple question for those unfamiliar. What is a Xolos?
We are a San Diego soccer team, but apart from that, we are an Aztecan dog.
Very good. Folks, let's talk a little bit just about that. You want to be, you share a border, so this is San Diego's team. That's what we're kind of talking about tonight, right?
For sure, yeah. I mean, it's said that 30% of our fans are actually from San Diego, so for us to keep growing that number is very important for all of us as a club and as every single player that needs the support of every fan. So.
Your resume is as impressive as it gets. You've played everywhere around the planet. How many countries do you think you've played in?
I think I've been over about 35, 40 countries.
So you can speak to the caliber of the soccer in the, Liga MX. Can you talk about, this is one of the elite leagues in the world, right?
For sure, yeah. You have a top elite players that come all around the world and actually play at their international level as well. So, I mean, I personally play for the U.S. national team as well, and we have a lot of guys from Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador that play at the highest level all around the world, and to have them in the league as well is a wonderful thing for us.
Some people say it's the NFL of Mexico, but you think there's a better comparison.
Yeah, I think you can say it's the NFL as Mexico, but as well you can also say the NBA because you have a lot of players that play on the international level, and for them to also play as a club team within Mexico and for their country as an international level as well. So I think both comparisons are pretty well.
So let's talk specifically about Friday night. You're opening up against Club America. Who's the schedule maker? That's the home opener is not, it's not wading in on the shallow end of the pool, is it?
No, not at all. I mean, they're the reigning champs of last season, and they actually have a couple players that actually used to play with us last season as well. So we started off the wrong foot, losing the first match, but the next match is very important for us to win at home.
So there's familiarity, but there's also the coaching connection, is there not?
No, actually they changed coach this season. It's actually a new coach, a Uruguayan coach, but the coach that we had that was champions with us actually just left this current season when they were champions.
All right, so when there's let's talk a little bit about what the atmosphere are going to be like at 7:30 for people who've never been to Caliente. 25,000 strong. We're talking a sellout Friday night. What's it like? What's that experience like?
It's an amazing atmosphere. I mean, there are no words that can actually explain what you feel as a player on the field. To be honest with you, you go out at halftime into the locker room, you can't really hear each other talking within the locker room. It's just that loud, and you just have people screaming nonstop during the 90 minutes of the game. So I think it's a wonderful setup for people within Tijuana and people within San Diego and Los Angeles, or for even San Francisco to come down and watch a game.
You've heard, I'm sure, all the headaches people fear, the lines at the border, safety. Can you put all those things to rest right now?
Oh, not at all. I mean, I've lived in Tijuana for 3 years, no danger whatsoever, and I think that getting across from the border from U.S. to Mexico or Mexico to U.S. is the easiest thing ever. I mean, the wait sometimes might be a factor for some people, but I mean, other than that, it's definitely a wonderful opportunity, a family-oriented opportunity for anyone to watch a game and then get back home safely.
Whenever there's a big soccer match up at Petco or Q, there's always a long line coming north on the freeway. The trick here is to try to get the line going the other way when you guys are at home, correct? For sure.
I think that building that line, that traffic line for us is something definitely special for the city. I mean, this club has really grown Tijuana into something huge, and I think that to build that relationship on the other side of the border as well is very important.
As your fame grows in Tijuana, ESPN is the first to notice that you and Canelo Alvarez may have been separated at birth. We're going to look at the side-by-side comparison. Have you ever met? You guys do look a lot like one another. Maybe a little different hairstyles, but have you ever met the boxer?
No, I actually haven't, but I guess my very first game, the stadium, when I went into the game, the stadium actually screamed Canelo. So I think there has to be some resemblance, I guess.
So do you think you're a better boxer than he's a soccer player? Or?
I mean, who knows? I've never put on boxing gloves, but I mean, one day if I do have the chance to meet him in person, who knows?
And before we let you go, we have to talk a little bit about, you're a Cowboys fan. We have a piece of video here. Was this a catch?
In my mind, let's say it's a catch for the NFL rule. I guess not, right?
So explain your Cowboy connection.
You know, over the years, I've actually grown into a Cowboy fan, usually when they're doing very, very well, but it's been quite a bit of time since they've done well, but I think this year they did get robbed this last match, but that's football.
We should mention that Jason Garrett, their coach, is going to get a 5-year contract extension out of it. Before we go, I was going to say let's sell some tickets, but there's no sense trying to sell tickets for Friday night because there are no tickets to be sold. But we'll throw the graphic up one more time. You have 20 seconds to make your pitch. Why should San Diegans come check out the Xolos?
It's a wonderful atmosphere. Like I said, it's a family-oriented atmosphere, and it'll make your night. I think that you know, just being inside the stadium and watching a wonderful game played is one of the best opportunities you can use to be with your family and as well to have a wonderful time.
Young man, thank you very much for making the trip up, and we'll do it again in the coming weeks of the season. All right?
No, thank you guys. Thank you for having me on the show.
Gregory Garza.
Sold out, huh?
Yeah. Sold out. 25,000 strong. Place. It's on my bucket list to do this in the next 17 weeks.
Right.
That and to ride a bull, right? Wasn't that on there too?
Well, I think I'll start with the soccer game.
That was last year's bucket list. Well, we've got a lot more still ahead in our next hour. Stay with us.